guys, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag, and I'm also going to be doing some goal updates at the after the tag. So yeah, this is like annual tag here on BookTube, and this is the second time I think I've done it. So yeah, I think this is the second time I've done it. So yeah, we're just going to be talking all about the books I've read so far this year. This was actually really hard to come up with the answers to some of these because I have reread a lot of books this year. I've read new ones too, but I've also reread a lot. So I tried to limit this to new books I've read this year, and also I tried to limit it to like one book per question. A couple of these questions I broke the rule, but you know, it's my video, my rules. I can do what I want. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into the first question, which is the best book I've read so far this year. So I've read a lot of really good books this year. I've also reread some. I've also read and reread some not so great so books. I've also read some not so great books. But the one that definitely came to mind when I was looking through all the books I've read so far this year. Also, if you hear thunder in the background, there's a storm over that way. I don't know if it's coming here or not. But anyways, if you hear thunder in the background, that's what that is. Anyways, and that is Cinder, Stars, and Glass Slippers by Brittany Fisher. This is the one that just stood out to me as impacting me the most this year, because like I said, I've read a lot of good books this year, and a lot of them could have been on this. But since I was limiting it to one, and I wanted to pick like the best of the best that I thought, the one that affected me the most, and that would be this one, because I just really like this one. It's a Christian fantasy fairy tale retelling of Cinderella. It's my favorite written retelling of Cinderella like ever. I just really enjoyed this one. So yeah, I would definitely say this would probably be the best book I've read so far this year that is new. Second question is the best sequel I've read so far this year. So for this one, and most of these books I don't own, so they're just going to be up here on the screen, and that would be, also I apologize for the fluctuating lighting. Like I said, there's a storm that way, so who knows what's going to happen. Anyways, and that book is A House of Blood by Nikki Chapaway. This is the second book in her An Apprentice of Death series. This is a young adult clean fantasy series. I really liked this one. I didn't like it as much as the first book, which is An Apprentice of Death, but I still really enjoyed this one. Question 3, new release I haven't read yet, but I want to. Okay, this is where I break my rule. I went on my Goodreads want to read list, and I shuffled it to show the books that have already been released this year, but I haven't read yet. I limited to that because there's another question further down of ones that haven't released yet. So this one, the very first one that came up that I do really want to read but haven't read yet is Safe With You by J. Elliott. This is a pen name of J.L. Knight, who wrote the Ilion Chronicles. This is Christian contemporary romance. Yeah, I really liked her first Christian contemporary romance, which was No Chance Meeting. So yeah, I'm very excited about this one. Just haven't gotten to it yet. I also don't own the book, so that's why. And the other one is Game On by H.L. Burke. This is a start of another superhero young adult series in her Dosa universe. And yeah, I'm very interested in this one because this is about the children of one of the couples from one of the other major series. So this universe just keeps getting bigger, and yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one at some point. It's kind of like a competition vibe, I believe, is going on, like teen superheroes competing to be a new hero. So yeah, I like the idea. I just don't own this book either, and also I'm trying to finish some of the other Dosa Universe books series. I only have 2 series left that I haven't finished, so we're getting there. Question 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Yeah, I have 4 for this one. There could be others, but these are the 4 I'm most excited about. The first one is A Stolen Heart by Selena R. Gonzalez. This is the 4th book in the Marigold Chronicles series. It's a loosely inspired by The Goose Girl, so it's kind of like a fairy tale retelling. I'm really excited for this one. This one comes out at the end of July, so very soon. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. Also, another one that comes out in July is The Nightmare Virus by Nadine Brandes. I think this one comes out like July 16th or 17th. I'm very excited about this one. It's Nadine Brandes, so that's why. But yeah, I really like the look of this one. I think it's kind of like a mix of sci-fi or something. It's like sci-fi, I'm not actually sure what genre it's in. I think it's like a sci-fi dystopian. I'm not really sure. But yeah, regardless, it's Nadine Brandis, so I'm very excited for this one. Also, this one comes out in September, and that is Collision. I don't know if I said that word right. It's this one here. Has a beautiful cover by H.S.J. Williams. This is the sequel to Moonscript. I've been waiting ever since I read Moonscript for the very first time for this book to come out. And yeah, I'm very excited about it. Also want to throw on here Yona the Dawn, volume 43. Or volume 42, sorry. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. I'm not going to be reading it, of course, until the series concludes, because of major cliffhangers and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm still very excited about this one. It comes out in September. I'm just not going to read it. And then the last one, I think this one's coming out in September too. I'm not 100% sure, and that is The Huntsman's Heart by Brittany Fisher. This is her 12th book in her Classical Kingdom series. It's a retelling of Snow White, Christian fantasy. I'm really excited for this one. I mean, it's Brittany Fisher, so of course I am. It also is following Henry, who is a character we've seen in a couple of other of her Classical Kingdoms books. One when he was a small boy, and the other one when he's older, because he's in Cinder, Stars, and Glass Slippers. Yeah, so I'm very excited because it's his story, so... And I've loved his character from the very beginning, so I'm very excited about this one. I'm excited about all of them, and there are others, but these were the ones that stood out the most. Question 5 is the biggest disappointment. Okay, so I could have picked another book for this one, but the thing is, I didn't have very high expectations for liking that book, which you'll be hearing about in my June reading wrap-up, which you'll see either before or after this video. I don't know when this video is going out and the other one's going out, whatever. You'll be seeing it then. So, I didn't really have high expectations for that one, so that's why I didn't put it on this list. The one I did decide to put on this list is Dagger Sleep by Tricia Mangrink. I gave this book 3 stars, and I was bored for the majority of it. So, I really wanted to like this one. I love her Blades of Akhtar series. I love her Elven Alliance series, or at least the very first book, Fierce Heart, written under her pen name, Tara Grace. So, I wanted to like this one, but it just wasn't a good fit for me, which was very disappointing because I know Reese really loves this book, but it just missed the mark for me, and I'm very disappointed by that. All right, question 6 is biggest surprise. Okay, this is a book I read a couple days ago as I'm filming this. And I was very surprised by this because I didn't really expect it to love it as much as I did, and that is Superman Smashes the Klan by Jean Lun Yang. I apologize if that's incorrect. This is a graphic novel, and yeah, you'll be hearing about this also in my June reading wrap up, and I really enjoyed this. It really hit me in a lot of like very deep parts of me, and like just very personal to me. I didn't really expect that it would do that. I was trying it because this is the same artist. The graphics are done by the same artist who did another comic I'm going to be talking about here in a minute, and also my June reading wrap up. And yeah, so I never even would have found this if I hadn't read the other one that I did. I really enjoyed this. And it was a huge surprise because I kind of went into it just being like, okay, I'll just try it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one way more than I thought I would. And like I said, you'll hear more about it in my June reading wrap up. I'm just not fully sure what order these videos are coming out in. Question 7 is favorite new debut or new to you author. Okay, the thing is, I reread a lot of books, or I continued books from series or authors that I already know I like. So I don't really have these aren't really new favorite authors, so to speak. These are just new, could be potentially favorite authors to me. The first author, I have 2 for this one, because one is not technically new, because I read a short story of hers, and that is A.J. Skelly. She has written the Wolves of Rock Falls series. I read her first Shift, which is the first book of that series, and yeah, I really like her writing style. I like her characterizations. I did really enjoy that series. I wouldn't necessarily call it a favorite series, but I do really enjoy her writing style and her characters and stuff, so I could see her becoming a favorite author. And now it's raining. Okay, cool. we like rain. So yeah. And she's the author. She wrote a short story that was in Where Giants Fall, which is a fantasy anthology that I used to have a story published in. Yeah, and I really liked her story in that one too, but this is a full-blown novel, so I just thought I'd throw her in here because, yeah, I think she could become a favorite author for me. Just, I'm very picky about who I call a favorite author, so. And the other one is, I'm not 100% sure how to say this author's name. It's Karen DeLinth, I'm not sure. She wrote Lightning Angel, which is a Christian paranormal story, and I really liked this book. Okay, that happened. Curtains plastered through the window. Whatever. We're just gonna ignore that. But yeah, I really enjoyed Lightning Angel. You know what? I'm just gonna check real quick and make sure it's not raining in. We don't want it to rain in. Why? Because the window is directly over my bed, and I do not want to sleep on a wet bed tonight. So, we're gonna check that, and there's the thunder. Okay. What was it talking about? Oh yes, Lightning Angel. Okay, so yeah, I really like this book. She's written a few other books that are like the Christian, clean, they're like young adult romance books, I believe. But yeah, I really liked this one. I could see her becoming a favorite author, but like I said, I only read one book by her, so it could just be I like that one book. We'll see. I am planning on, obviously when Lightning Angel's sequel comes out, I'll be reading that one. And also, I do have another one of her books, a separate one of her books saved on my want to read list, so, wow, it's really raining. Wow, that's a lot of rain. Hang on a minute, guys. Here, I can get that. Okay, now that I've effectively closed all the windows in the house because it's raining and everywhere, I had to run around the whole house closing windows. That was fun. So, because my grandma can't close all the windows, they're a little heavy for her. So, at least I got that done. Anyways, back to this. Okay, yeah, I think we fully covered the newest favorite authors, so we're just gonna move on. Question 8 is newest fictional crush. I really don't have fictional crushes. I mean, maybe I do, but they're not new. So yeah, so I'm just gonna skip that question because I really don't have any. So, okay, but I do have this one. Question 9 is newest favorite character, and I'm gonna have to say Superman. I know that's such a cliche, cheesy answer, but I've never been into, so to speak, Superman, or anything. But after reading this graphic novel, okay, let me explain myself here. Superman is definitely one of those characters. He's one of those, like, really good guy superhero types, and I'm drawn to those types of characters, like the good guy characters of, you know, they'll always do what's right no matter what. I'm drawn to characters like that, especially if they're guys, for some reason, which is why I think partially why I love Captain America so much. So Superman's kind of that equivalent in the DC comics, and I always suspected I'd like Superman, but I never, like, watched or read or did anything with him, so I never, was able to confirm that or not. But yeah, after reading this graphic novel, I can safely say I definitely really like Superman. He's just a great character, a great guy overall, and just, yeah, I really like him. So yes, definitely newest favorite character would be Superman, which sadly his face is looked up by this sticker, but you know, there he is on the back. Everyone knows what Superman looks like anyway, so. Question 10 is a book that made you cry. This one took a minute, because I don't really cry over books. I like tear up, so that's close enough. But one that did make me was a short story in the Aliferous. Chantel said it in one of her videos, but I think she said Aliferous, by Alyssa J. Zavilianos. I believe that's how you say the author's name. This book here, one of the short stories in that one did make me tear up because it was just so insightful for me. I forget the title of it for now, but I apologize for the strange lighting again, because it seems the storm is passing and now there's the sun. Whatever, it's still raining. You can probably hear the rain. Anyways, but yeah, that one of those stories made me tear up, and I just really enjoyed that one, so I'm gonna use that one. Question 11 is a book that made you happy. Okay, this is not a book, this is a comic. I'm going to be showing it in the bind up that I read it in. It's because I didn't actually read the other ones in the other bind up, but it has the cool cover, so I'm showing it here, and that is Captain America the Fighting Avenger. That's this one, with this art style. Yeah, this is just highlighting one of Steve's highlighting Steve's like first mission in World War II as Captain America, though he doesn't have his name yet as Captain America, so there's a lot of speculation on like what to call him, and it's really funny because they keep calling him different things, and he's just like, and then they're at the end they're just like, so what are we supposed to call you anyways? And he's just like, yeah, headquarters, they'll just figure it out eventually. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This is the art style that led me to finding Superman Smashes the Klan. But yeah, I really liked this one. It was just funny. It showed Steve just at his best. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, it definitely made me happy. Question 12 is the most beautiful book you've received or bought so far this year. So I haven't been really buying that many books this year, and a lot of them have been ebooks. So I didn't really have too many for this one, but I decided to go with Yona the Dawn Volume 41 because I love this cover. I love her art style overall. But yeah, I just really love this cover. Really just love the whole thing of it. I really love this one. I would consider it the most beautiful book I've bought this year. So yeah, we're just gonna go with this one. And then the final question of this tag is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? The most common answer to this is all of them, but you know, I'm going to go with one specific series I do really want to be in the mood to reread by the end of this year so I can read the final book, and that's the Ilion Chronicles by Jael Knight. I actually have started. I reread Half-Blood and Tyra in June. The thing is, though, I just haven't been in the mood to read the rest of them, and the thing is with my mood reading, I have to be in the mood to read the book, because then if I force myself to read it, I don't enjoy it as much. So yeah, I do really want to reread this series, read the final book. I just haven't been in the mood for it. I really hope by the end of this year, or before the end of this year, I will have reread them, though, and read the last book. But that is my hope, that I will be in the mood to do that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this is definitely a series I do want to reread and revisit and just love all over again. So yeah, definitely, hopefully, fingers crossed, pray that my mood will get me to this point of rereading these books. So yeah, that is the mid-year book freakout tag. So we're just going to go on to my goals and like what I've accomplished and stuff like that, because you know that's fun to do. I have them written up here in my reading journal. The first one I have is the Goodreads challenge to read 100 books. I surpassed this one. I've actually, as of filming, I've read 125 books so far. A couple of them were repeats, like I reread a couple of books and I just marked them down twice. So, and I've read a couple short stories that are not on Goodreads, so the number's a little wonky, but yeah, around 125 books is what I've read this year. So yeah, I'm actually surprised I surpassed it so early, but I do also include like DNFs and stuff like that, because if I've read enough of the book, I'm still gonna include it, because I took the time out enough to, you know, realize I don't want to read the book. If it's a certain percentage, like one book I didn't even bother putting on there because I read the first chapter and I didn't care after that, so I didn't even include that one. So things like that. If I took a significant amount of time to read a chunk of it or something, I marked that one, but not all of them. Okay, my second goal is to reread 5 books, but also just reread more in general. I did that. I've reread a ton this year. A lot of it was books I was getting rid of, so I wanted to make sure if I did or did not want them. So a lot of it was that. I've just also just reread a bunch of books that I really like. And yeah, so surpassed that one. Read 5 specific new books. Have not accomplished this one. I think I'm going to not do this one again next year, because this is the second year I've tried to like put down specific titles and read those. So far I have failed drastically at those. So, and I think just because I'm learning like what kind of a mood reader I am, which is excessively, so I don't want to keep pressuring myself to necessarily try to read books that I'm just like, yeah, whatever about, so, or like I don't end up being in the mood for, or whatever. So I think I'm gonna quit that goal as of, you know, next year. When I make new goals, I'm not gonna do that one again, but I'm still gonna try to read these books. But like I said before, the mood, it's all about the mood. And if the mood doesn't agree, we're not going anywhere. So, okay. Next goal is read 5 specific ebooks and also 1 a month. I actually have been doing well on the specific ebook list. That's the one I've read the most from. I haven't read all 5 though, so I haven't marked that down as completed. I also have managed to read at least 1 ebook a month. Actually, the last few weeks as I'm filming this, I've been reading a lot of ebooks. A lot of them I've gotten rid of too. Like, I started it, realized I just don't like it, so I've been deleting it. So that's been good. But yeah, so I'm doing well on the ebooks. I just haven't done the 5 specific ones, so I haven't marked it down as a completed goal yet. Read 2 new manga series. I haven't completed this one either. I've started 1 new manga series, but I haven't gone beyond the first volume. So I'm kind of hesitant to put it as, yeah, I've started, or yeah, I've like read 1. Manga I'm finding very difficult to find ones that I'm interested in that my library has. But I haven't done 2, because the other manga series that I've continued or dropped this year have been ones they're continuations. Wow, I just said that. Because the other manga series I've done this year have been continuations from last year. So, yeah, not really new. So, that one's not completed yet. Then I have read more Brittany Fisher and Nikki Chapaway. I've read some books of theirs this year. I don't know if I'd consider it more. I think it's like 2 or 3 each from each other, so I'm not considering that completed. Finished some series I started. I have done that. I've crossed off quite a few series. Some of them I've finished. Some of them I've realized I'm just not going to continue them, so I've DNF'd them officially. Yeah, so there's a lot of different ones, and I've completed some of them. So, yeah, mark that one as a completed goal. Then I have Do Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. I'm actually keeping up with this, so I'll obviously mark this off at the end of the year. But, yeah, I am keeping up with it. I've read June's books. I need to find one for July, but I'm sure by the time you guys see this video, I will have at least picked one, maybe? I don't know, the mood. So, who knows? I do hope to do, actually, for July's, which is, I think it's Read a Short Story Collection. I do hope to do one of the specific ebooks I have, which is actually a short story collection, so we'll see about that. We'll see how that goes. Okay, the next goal is do the February readathon. Back in February, the thunder says hello. And I did that. I completed that one. I think I read all the prompts in that one. So yeah, that one was really fun. That was way back in February. So yeah, I did mark that one off. So yeah, I've also read in one other readathon, the Southern Charm readathon. I also read in that one. I just didn't mark it down because I think at the time when I made these goals, I didn't know if Amanda was doing that one this year, and also I wasn't sure if I would be able to participate. So, yeah, hopefully I can add more readathons to next year's reading goals. So, yeah, if you're planning on doing any readathons, like later this year or even next year, please drop a comment in below because I'd love to know about them so I can plan to hopefully join in on them. Okay, then I have these specific books. Okay, so, like I had specific new books, rereads, ebooks, so on and so forth. I'm just going to go through those quickly because I'm not really going to mention the ones I haven't read yet because there's no point. Okay, so the first one, in the new books category, I've read 1. I read World Diver by Haley Hansen. I didn't care for that book, but hopefully the rest of the series is good. I don't know yet, though. I haven't read it yet, so hopefully, Probably not though, but we'll see. Rereads, I haven't read either of them. It was the Ileana Chronicles and Yona the Dawn. I think I've decided to reread Yona the Dawn actually closer to next year when the series is probably going to be wrapping up. So I'm hoping to reread the series closer to that end date, so then I have all the events, all the little details and everything fresh in my mind when I read that final volume. So that one's probably going to be more of a plan for next year. So we'll see about that one. So that one's probably not going to get completed at all this year. Ileana, I do want to read this year. Reread and read the last book this year. I really, really want to do that. But, like I said, the mood. The mood is the controller of my reading life. And sometimes it really stinks. So, yeah. Okay, for ebooks, ebooks is the best one I've done so far. Stolen Midsummer Bride by Tara Grace. I read that one. I read Truth by Molly Evangeline and The Reluctant Godfather by Alison Tebow. Really liked two of them. Was okay with just one of them. The Stolen Midsummer Bride and The Reluctant Godfather, I really liked those two. I gave those 4 stars. Truth, I only gave 3 stars, mainly because we did a lot of repetitive stuff. It was very slow at sometimes, but I still liked it. So, in fact, currently, as I'm filming this, I'm reading the second book. So, yeah, I did like it, just, it's a 3-star, not a 4. So I only have 2 more books left on that list. I hope to read those by the end of the year. And then we have the manga section. I read Shelter of Wings. I disliked it. I have since unhauled that book. Actually, it's in the box in the closet. But yeah, I didn't like that one. I did try the manhwa, Villains Are Destined to Die. I got the first volume out from the library. I looked through it, and then I realized some things about it. I don't think it's for me. I tried it, but I wasn't vibing with what I was just skimming through. I tried reading some of it, and it's just not a series for me. So I DNF'd that one, even though I never really fully read it. I looked at it enough, and I just realized, no, this isn't for me. The only other one on the manga list that I haven't done yet is Queen's Quality. This is a series I really, really want to read. I'm just nervous about it, because I've read the first 3 volumes technically, which are titled QQ Sweeper. It's like a paranormal kind of look at mental illness and stuff like that. So I'm very interested. I really liked the first 3 volumes of QQ Sweeper, which is the beginning of Queen's Quality. They changed the publisher, and then they changed the name of the title of it. I don't know why. So technically Queen's Quality Volume 1 is technically the 4th volume in the series, but whatever. I don't know. I'm not the publisher. I'm not the one who came up with the rules. So, but I do really want to try this one. I just have to buy the volumes. And manga can get kind of expensive, especially if I end up not liking it, which I don't think would be the case, but you never know. So, yeah, I'm still on the fence of whether I should bite the bullet and buy the first volume or not. So, I don't know about that one, if it will get read this year. I really want to read it, but I'm also on the fence. So, yeah, I'm more on the fence of, do I want to risk buying it and potentially not liking it? So, yeah. Even if I do, I'd probably just buy 1 volume at a time, and if something just smells fishy, I'd probably just stop and just be like, okay, nope. But not that it would be inappropriate fishy, just, I'm not sure, you know, it just doesn't work for me. Either way, I could probably give those to my library if I did dislike them, but yeah, I don't know. I do want to, at least when I buy books, I want to buy books that I know I'm gonna like. So yeah, that is it. Those are all my goals updates, the mid-year book freakout tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the impromptu rain shower and thunder that showed up too. It's still rumbling over there. It's passed over. We got a nice rain shower of it, so that's nice. We could always use the rain. It also keeps things cool, so it doesn't get to stupid temperatures like 90 or up. Yuck. Because who likes that? 80 is bad enough. Anyways, weather rants aside, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below if you feel so inclined. I always love hearing from you guys. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.